Good morning, YouTube. Escape coming back at you again with another video here at Trucking Life. So we are here at our customer waiting to get loaded, which we already got loaded, but let me go ahead and I'll show you. So as you guys can see right there, we've been here on sleeper berth. I'm here making my coffee right there. Hell yeah. So I might as well just wait the 15 minutes so that I'm able to split my log. I'm gonna go chill right now here in the back and drink some coffee and just relax there in my sleeper for 15 minutes because we gotta go through Atlanta today. You all know how that rolls. Yesterday was a pain in the ass going through there. So it's Friday. So I know I'm gonna need those 2 hours back, so I'm gonna just do a split sleeper, and we'll get here. We'll get here going here very soon. I'm gonna go ahead and kick back and relax a little bit, drink me some coffee, and then we'll get going. Alright guys, we're leaving our customer here fully loaded with 42,000 and change. It's pretty heavy, so we're definitely going to go ahead and scale her out and make sure she's good to go. Last thing you want to have is an issue at a weight station, and give them a reason to say, hey, come on in and visit. Those are usually never good. The cool thing about this particular customer, you guys will see in a minute, is that the truck stop is super close by. I think it's like 1.9 miles, or let's just call it 2 miles. So it's fairly close. So that's usually where I stay at. When possible, when I'm gonna come pick up over here. And the nice thing about it is that whenever we're done loading, you don't got to go 10 million miles just to try to find a scale. You know how there's those customers, man, that they're in the middle of nowhere. You load up super heavy, and, the nearest scale to you might be, 40, 50 miles away. And then if you have a problem then it's like, now what? You know what I mean? Like if you can't fix it for whatever reason, like if they loaded too much weight in the front to where no matter what you do with your tandems, you ain't gonna fix it, you know what I mean? Or if you're over gross, there's really nothing you can do about it unless you get weight off. So, and there's potholes here like the Grand Canyon, axle breakers, tire poppers. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be going here to the Pilot Flying J. We're gonna use our weight or cat scale, the app. I love that app, guys. Saves so much time. Just get on the scale, put your information, it gives you your weights right then and there, and I don't even go inside and get the ticket. I just have it set to where it'll just email me a copy of it, and that's good enough. For whatever reason you get a officer questioning your weight at a weight station or whatever, you could just show them the PDF file and it's a valid file. And you're able to say, like, no, sir, I definitely scaled my load and we were good. They've had this road here blocked for a good while. Who knows what they're gonna be doing. Let's go ahead and go on to the scale and get our weights. Yep. All right. Let's get our weight app here going. All right. Well, that doesn't look good. We're at 12,100 in the front, 29,080 in the middle, and we're at 37,280 pounds. So we got to move our tandems back. I'm going to go ahead and park right here out of the way and not do it like other drivers where they just, move them on the scale or just go forward on the scale and they just move their tandems there. I'm going to go ahead and park in one of these reserved parkings where technically I still have a pass because I stayed here last night. But even if I did it, I would still do it. It's not like if I'm going to stay here at night. I'm just moving my tandems out of the way so that I'm not in anybody else's way. That's one thing that's we've kind of lost, drivers, where we don't have courtesy for each other. Like we gotta have a little bit of courtesy for each other, because everybody's trying to do a job. You ain't the only one that's time pressed. There's a lot of other drivers out here that are time pressed as well. So we're gonna go ahead and move our tandems. Right now when I park, I'm gonna make my calculations. I usually do it like on the trailers that I use at the company that I'm at. It's usually right around like about 388 per hole is usually what I've always calculated it based on. So we shall see. All right, round number 2. Let's go ahead and try this again. Let's go around to the scale. I went ahead and did it on the 9th hole because it's like right at the 41-foot mark. So, it's like in the half of the 40 and 41 from the kingpin. So we'll try 9. That's the reason why I always scale these loads, man, because sometimes they kind of load them a little weird, man. They'll put like most of the weight in the back, or they'll put most of the weight in the front, and then you got to be trying to figure it out how to be able to fix it. And even though I got to pay again, I'd rather pay $450 than pay an overweight fine for being overweight on an axle or something, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and do this app again. And I can tell you exactly how much it costs because I don't remember. $5. $5 to reweigh. $14.75 first weigh and $5 reweigh. Jeez Louise, man. That's $20 now, man, to be able to weigh the damn truck. Crazy. I mean, it still beats the alternative of getting a ticket or something, right? But, golly, man. Barely. So we're at 12,140. 32,800 and 33,500. I'm a total gross weight of 78,440 pounds. Jeez Louise. So yeah, if I would have gone that extra hole, I would have probably been like 33,900 and something there in the back. But that, which I might still do. I'm not gonna do it now. Maybe when I fuel, just so I have a little bit more room there in my drives. Well, I might not even need it. I have a little over. I'm probably like at 5/8 in fuel, so I think we'll be alright. Well, maybe I will move it one more towards the back and put that weight in the back, so that it lowers down my steering axle a little bit. Like we're still over. Plus, I also get due to the fact that I have an APU, it is per state like an exemption that they give you, but I think it's like 450 pounds or something like that off your gross weight or your axle. Like obviously mine's sitting towards the front, it's going to put a little bit more weight on my steer. So like I do have that exemption. I have the certificate, and I also have the document that shows you by state whether you get an exemption or not, because it's not nationwide, guys. Just for any of you guys who have an APU, it's not every state gives you an exemption, but most of them do. But the states that I go through, Most of them do have that exemption. All right, let's go ahead and go on in here and start getting this show on the road. Man, I'm really hoping that Texas is not super windy, man. When that wind hits, man, it just destroys your fuel mileage. You know, not to mention that 78,000 pounds gross. Hopefully, we get good weather and we don't get into any storms. I know that the weather earlier in the week there around Mississippi, Alabama was pretty shitty. Um, and even there, like East Texas and stuff, it was raining like crazy cats and dogs. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get good weather. And hopefully, if I do get any rain, hopefully this windshield gasket actually worked. You all missed my video on my windshield repair. Go check it out. Uh, but I've had nothing but issues throughout the years with this truck leaking. So hopefully those guys got it, good to go. We're definitely going to find out if it's raining, and we'll know if it's leaking at that point or not. Up until now, the last couple of days I've been on the road, it hasn't rained a drop, which I guess is good because like that it let the urethane really dry out like really really good. You know what I mean? Because I know that it has like it's like a 30-minute fast cure type deal, but like a full cure. It still said it was like 24 hours, but like it sets like real quick, like in 30 minutes or whatever. But it's not fully dried at 30 minutes, which is from what my understanding was from what the professionals told me and stuff. All right. They even built this other little truck stop right here with your favorite Arby's. I haven't had an Arby's sandwich in such a long time. I mean, to be quite frankly honest with you guys, I really haven't had truck stop food in quite a long time. Because that week that I got stuck over there in St. Louis, in Wentzville, all that week I had food with me. Like I ran out of food. I had to go, I ended up going to a Food Lion to restock my truck. But bringing your own food from the house or just stopping by and buying it somewhere, it allows you to eat a little bit more healthier, a little bit better, and way, way cheaper than eating out here on the road. It's absolutely crazy to just, be paying, you figure if you're the type of person that eats, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or just does maybe breakfast and maybe dinner, I mean, you're talking about, between $15 to $20 per meal. Like breakfast, 50, $20, dinner, 50, $20, $30, $40 a day, $50 a day if you buy coffee or water or whatever it is you buy out of here on the road, you know what I mean? I mean, hell, a Subway sandwich now, I don't even know what it costs now in these days, but let's just assume it, it's $10, $15 or whatever. For that same amount, you could just get your sandwich meat or whatever there at Wally World. Get you a loaf of bread and cheese and avocados or whatever it is you like to put on it, and probably spend what, maybe $20, $25 in like all the stuff, but like you can make 4, 5, 6, 7 sandwiches. But usually my wife pre-cooks all my meals, and all I gotta do is just pop that bad boy in my microwave, powered by my sexy inverter, which has been doing really good lately, guys. I can't remember how long I installed it. I would have to look at the video, because when I did the video is when I put it on there, right? But it is from China. But hey, it's done everything that I needed to do. I cannot complain. I'm pretty impressed with that inverter. Go check that video out if you're interested in how to install an inverter in your truck. Go, you can get an idea on how to do it there or whatever. Just go down to my vlog playlist there and you'll see it. But yeah, I've been pretty impressed with it. You know, it runs my air fryer, runs my microwave, runs my coffee machine. Hell, when I initially got it, so supposedly based on the labeling, it says it's 4,000 RMS, which meaning you can use it at the same time, and 8,000 watts peak. But the original wiring set that came with it was trash. It was like, I think it was like what was it? 6 gauge wire or 4 gauge wire or something like that. So that wasn't going to be enough juice. And there were like only like 2 feet. Like it wasn't even going to reach my batteries. But go watch that video. You'll see how I installed it. Anywho, I put it to the test, man. I turned the air fryer on, you know, which if any of you guys know about electricity, you know that pulls quite a bit of juice. Pulls about 1,500 watts. And then my coffee maker pulls like another 1,700. And then the microwave pulls, I think, like another 1,200 or something like that. So it was like literally like right at like 3,900 watts or whatever. But yeah, man, it powered them all up. No problem. Like I literally left them on there, you know. I didn't leave them on there, you know, crazy amount of time, you know. It was just a test. I left them on maybe like 2 minutes. But yeah, I was running all 3 devices simultaneously. I mean, that's something that I'm normally not going to do. You know, I'm not going to be using the microwave, air fryer, and coffee maker all at the same time. I just wanted to see if it would do it. And it did. And it's been great ever since. Really, really, really good inverter. I would definitely buy another one if, you know, hopefully this one lasts me a good couple of years or whatever. But if it were to fail again, I would probably buy the same one. It's actually... I'm very impressed with it. It does a good job. It does what it actually says in the box. Now I know it wouldn't do that if I would have used the original cable set, because if you know anything about inverters and you do a little bit of homework and research, your cable diameter and length matters on the amount of wattage that you can get, and also their battery bank capacity as well. You know, if I connect that inverter to just one cell, it's not going to give you the full 3,900 watts. It's just not enough juice in the battery to make that conversion. But my truck has 8 batteries, so we definitely got enough juice. I think I have like a little over 1,000 amp hours between all of them, or maybe even a little bit more. I think each one of them is like, 100 amp hours. So yeah, like 900 amp hours, whatever it is. So yeah, that's pretty good. So we got DOT Blitz coming up here next week, guys, May 13th to May 15th. I also made a video on that, on what to look out for. You know, they're going to be putting their main focus on tires and your e-log, making sure you're logging everything correctly, you know, all that stuff. And now that they made this new law with the English proficiency deal, I wonder if they're going to be enforcing that too. Which for me, you know, if I do get inspected, you know, I guess I'm going to be kind of screwed.
Me not speaking English.
But yeah, just check your stuff out, guys, and make sure you're good to go. And like just yesterday, you know, I was doing the little rubber mounts for the hood. You guys probably already saw that video. And you know, as I was checking my truck out, I noticed that my APU had an oil leak. So I went ahead and went down there, and sure enough, the rear main seal blew out again. You know, and I went ahead and looked at my channel because I have that video on the channel, and it was only 7 months. Like, what the hell, man? You know, disclaimer, that was the first time I did it. Now I know I did it correctly. Like, I have no ifs, ands, and buts as far as the installation procedure to like put the seal on there. But I got with my guy that he was able to find the manuals. The problem with the APU that I have, guys, is that it's a Dynasis, and it's a Cat C 0.5 engine. But when you try to find manuals or service manuals for it, you can't find it. And the reason why you can't find it is, you know, because Cat pretty much screwed you over. It's just a rebranded Perkins engine. It just looks yellow so that they're able to charge more money, right? But it's just a regular, I think it's a 402D05 Perkins engine. So I was able to find the manual and for that engine, and I noticed on there, so when I installed the rear main seal on there, I just installed it like dry. Like I didn't lube up, the flange or the shank or, the crank or anything. Like I just put it on dry, because normally that's the way you usually put rear main seals on big trucks. They all have a different procedure, but for the most part it's usually dry. But on this particular one, it actually calls for you to lubing up the shaft so you can slide her on in there. And then on the outer portion of it, because the seal looks kind of weird, go check out that video, you'll see what I'm talking about. But on the outer edge where it meets the engine block, it also calls for some sealant. I'm just going to use anaerobic sealant on there, and I didn't do either one of those. So I'm thinking that maybe, possibly, that's why maybe it failed. I mean, it lasted 7 months, but I didn't have this procedure because I just couldn't find it. But luckily this time we found it. I went ahead and ordered the parts online from the United Kingdom. Shit, guys, I paid $200. I think it was an even $200, right? And I ordered 2 rear main seals, just in case one of them messes up again. And due to the fact that I got to order it from UK, that's why I said, well, even if it happens in another 2, 3, 4 years, whatever, I'll already have one in stock, right? Any of you guys been watching my videos long enough know that you all know that Gabe likes to keep things in his truck in stock, just in case when things happen, it's there, right? So I went ahead and I said to myself, you know what? It's been a minute that I've replaced that water pump. I'm just going to go ahead and order a water pump and also a fuel pump, right? So initially, when I originally got my my water pump, guys, for that little engine, it was $850 for that little water pump. It's like a little water pump, for a little engine. It was $850 at the Dynasis dealer, because my APU is a Dynasis APU. And that's insane. Like, not even I think, yeah, my water pump for my truck is shit. I think it's actually slightly less. I would have to go back to that video when I replaced the water pump, but I think it was, like $900 or whatever for the truck one, for a big ass one. That pump right there, guys, where I got my parts right there in the UK, in US, $70 with gaskets and everything. That little fuel pump here in the States at the Dynasis dealer is like $180 something. There, $20. And rear main seals here, they were like $80 or $90, and I would have to get them from like eBay or something like that. And they were $25 a piece. So with all that being said, it was $200, and that's with international shipping. And I just got the notification from UPS that bad boy should be in Monday. So that's good, because that's pretty much when I'm going to get home and deliver my load. And then we'll get right to it and fix that, because in case you all don't know, guys, being without AC when it's hot sucks. Ask any driver out there. If they like being without AC in the dead heat, every single one of their answers is going to be no. So I try to do everything possible, guys, so that I don't have to idle my engine at all. I'd rather put the wear and tear in the little APU engine, because even if I got to do a rebuild kit, matter of fact, I was actually looking at the rebuild kit, but I didn't buy it yet. I think it's like $600. Cylinders, your little cylinders, your little pistons. It's just a little 2-cylinder engine, diesel engine. Whenever that bad boy goes out, I'll just rebuild it instead of buying another $15,000 APU. If it works still, why replace it, right? But yeah, those parts are. I think the website is called Parts for Engines. I'll put it up on the screen when I'm editing, because I don't know what it is right now from the top of my head. But yeah, guys, like any Perkins engine or whatever, and their shipping is phenomenal. The last time I ordered there, yeah, like in 2-3 days it was here from international. Sometimes I can't even get things here domestically shipped that quick, and these guys get it done. You know what I mean? All the way from UK. So shout out to any of you guys watching from the UK. Your shipping speed is definitely better than ours. Get a little drink here from the coffee. I used to have a little cigarette lighter thing right there, right underneath you guys. You know, like one of those where it just like splits it into 3, and that's where I had everything else connected. But while I was editing one of the videos that I've been editing since I started using the camera, man, that thing makes a racket. It was like making a crap load of noise, and you know, just like you know, crap like that. Annoying. So I was like, it's time to get rid of that. So I just went ahead and moved it, relocated it so it's not right there in the dash, and now I got a little bit of peace and quiet. That thing was, I had been trying to find that sound forever, man. Let me know, drivers down there in the comments, if you've ever experienced that in your truck where you just have that, you know, annoying ticking sound or scratching sound or metal sound, you know, metal hitting metal, like, you know, just an annoying sound, and you're going crazy in your cab trying to find it, and you just can't find it. And today I wasn't even looking for it, and I found it. But I probably, if I had probably said, you know what, I'm going to find, no matter what, I'm going to find where that stupid noise is coming from. It would have probably taken me a whole day to find it. Because the problem is that noise would only come on when, like, I'm driving, you know what I mean? Like when the truck's in motion. You know, I guess with all the what should I call it? I'm trying to think here. Yeah, like, you know what, you know, all the shakes and everything of the road or whatever are causing it to, you know, make all that noise. And it drove me insane for a good while. That's probably why I'm crazy. Golly. So I hope you guys are liking the sound of this new camera, and hopefully the image is a little bit more stable for you guys. When I used to make these videos with my phone mount, it didn't really have good stabilization. So, like, you know, I'm in a moving truck, guys, you know, a big truck, and the road's moving and I can't control the movement. So, like, it would shake my screen like crazy. So when I was editing it, it just wasn't a good experience for you guys, you know, the people who are watching the video. And this action cam seems to be doing a fairly good job. It's definitely made my life a lot easier to be able to film for you guys. Just to have all the accessories, you know. You have your head mount, I got the chest mount, I got a wrist mount, a magnetic mount, a little tripod, and it's just so much easier than doing it with the phone. Be dealing with angles and this and that, or sometimes you get interrupted because, you know, you get a phone call or you get an email, or it just makes it a little bit better with this camera, I gotta say. I'm pretty pleased with it, and hopefully you all are too. So the goal for today, guys, is gonna be to try to get to our usual place, Lake Mississippi. That's why I went ahead and did that that sleeper berth split, so that it gives me that 2 hours back, and it paused my 14-hour clock, because we got to go through Atlanta, and you all know how that goes. There is a certain section of Atlanta that I actually really enjoy, but you guys got to stay tuned to see that. I'll show you guys on camera when I'm going through there. And I don't know what it is about that particular area, but that's about the only thing I like about Atlanta. It's just that one area. It just, I just love it. It relaxes me for a little bit. But stay tuned and you'll see what I'm talking about. What else do we got going on today? Let's see. What else can I blabber them out for you guys. You guys like the videos, guys? Do me a huge favor, man. Help a brother out. Subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. Give me a comment. Criticize me. You're doing good. You're doing bad. You're an asshole, Gabe. You're shitty. Great content. Try doing this. Try doing that. Show us, more shop content. Whatever. Give me some feedback so that I'm able to tailor the videos to you guys, the audience. I've said it before. It doesn't matter what I put out there on the internet. If nobody watches it, it's pointless. I want to put out videos that are entertaining for you guys and that you guys want to watch. So y'all got any ideas of what y'all want to see? I really want to do shop content here pretty soon, but I've just been dealing with a whole bunch of stuff like, loads canceling, and brokers lying to you and, crap like that. So I haven't been able to get to the shop, but the ultimate goal is essentially to get to the shop to be able to show you guys a lot of cool different things that we do there in the shop, from engine rebuilds, servicing, Cummins, PACCAR, DD15s, Detroit, you know what I mean? Like box trucks, all those sorts of different engines, so that we can show you guys, and try to teach you guys something, and maybe you guys can teach us something. We're not perfect, but we are a pretty knowledgeable group of guys, and we believe in giving quality work at a fair price, and I don't think that you can beat that anywhere. You know what I mean? So y'all need any type of work, guys, on your engine, trailers, box trucks, semi trucks, all your class 4 or 8 trucks, I believe, is what we work on. Texas 18 Wheel Services. I'll put their card up in the screen right now, and give my dad a call, Randy, and let him know what you got going on. And the shop's been quite busy here lately, so if you're going to be passing on by in there, make an appointment, or just let them know, hey man, I picked up my load, let's just say it's on Monday, I'm going to be going there on Friday, and he'll try to schedule you in and make a spot for you, so that when you get in, like, we're anticipating that you're coming in, and we kind of have a general idea on what's going on, right? I mean, we're not going to fully know what's going on until we actually look in there and check, but if it's, hey, my truck is running really rough, or it's throwing a lot of black smoke, or my turbo's not spooling up, it'll give us a general idea on more or less what the problem is, like, unless it's like super obvious on something that we've dealt with, like maybe we could even already have like parts and everything in there for you, like all those things when it comes to parts are out of our control, and if they don't have them in town, they don't have them in town, but if you're one of your do-it-yourself truckers like myself, and that you have a problem with your turbo, like that's the problem, then at that point it's like, hey man, I need you guys to replace my turbo, like I know that's what it is. Then at that point, we could work something out so that we're able to get that turbo and it be in the shop ready to rock and roll for you, so that when you get there, you're not having to wait on parts. But that's definitely what we want to do for you guys. How can you guys help? By subscribing, liking, sharing the content. That's how you guys can help. This section right here, you guys can see that big overpass up ahead. That's actually not an overpass. It's an actual active runway for airplanes. It's been pretty cool. This section right here, there was one time right as I was going to go under it, a plane had just landed up on top of that, and it was just pretty cool to see. I don't know, about it's something about planes and aviation that I just find fascinating, and I love to see planes take off and land, and it's cool because since the airport's like right here next door to us where we're at on this highway, you see a lot of planes taking off and landing kind of where planes are usually not as low flying as as they are here in the airport, because they're gonna either take off or land, right? So that little section right there is probably my favorite one. There's been times where I'm in that section that I just showed you guys right now, and it's like bumper to bumper traffic. So it relaxes me when I'm, frustrated with traffic. And I'm stuck in that specific area, and a whole bunch of planes are, taking off and landing. I think it's pretty sweet. See how these other two lanes over here, they slow down. I mean, that's to get 85, but it gets worse when it's like bumper to bumper traffic, man. Like if you're not in the lane where I'm at right now, like you'll just be stuck behind all that crap like for miles. But yeah, I thought I'd just share that with you guys, man. I think that certain section of Atlanta is probably the only thing that I enjoy about Atlanta. Not against, nothing against the city or nothing, because to be quite frankly honest with you, I've never explored Atlanta like the center of Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like gone places to eat, or it's just always been kind of like on the go and really just on 285 and like the surrounding truck stops or whatever. But I really kind of haven't seen what there is to do around the Atlanta area, like for like personal pleasure type deal. It's always been like when I'm in the truck. And that's one big misconception that a lot of people that are not in this industry, just regular normal people or whatever, and let's just say they have like a family member that's going to become a truck driver or already is a truck driver. And typically when you tell a person that's not in the transportation industry, like, I'm going to go over to, Miami, or, I'm going to go over to, New York. Like the first thing that comes to that person's mind is like, oh crap, like he's going to go to Miami, because they're over here imagining like if you're going to be over there like in the beach in Miami, you know what I mean? Like you're going to the industrial parts. There's nothing fancy about going to Miami in the industrial parts, but like in their mind, they're over here like picturing what they see in the movies, right? Like Miami, beautiful women and beautiful beaches and good food and fun, right? Same thing like with New York. They imagine what they see in the movies, the big, beautiful, tall buildings. But if you've ever been to New York, it's not as glamorous as it seems in the movies. You know what I mean? Certain sections are like, if you go like to New York, like the actual city, it's pretty cool. But like the outskirts of that, it's an old city, you know what I mean? Old buildings and stuff. And yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe.